and to ensure that regardless of what happened, that there was the proper investigation so that this family and that community could be assured that if anyone was involved, they would be held accountable. And if it wasn't truly an accident, that the families will have the necessary answers that any family deserves in this situation. I want to bring to the podium Attorney Benjamin Crump, a friend of mine who have stepped in to take the case and in support of the family to ensure that they get the answers that they deserve and that local officials and anyone involved will be held accountable to this family, to that system, because we are all parents, siblings, to loved ones who should not be confronted with this reality. Attorney Crump.
First of all, I want to say thank you all so much. Thank you to President Johnson as well as Chairman Russell. This has been a difficult journey. Losing a child, it truly breaks your heart. It is a pain that is just, you can't measure it. Especially someone like Nolan who brought so much joy and light and life to everyone. You don't find too many genuine people like him. So to lose that light at such a young age.
Thank you. Dr. Roger Mitchell could not join us today, but we felt it important before we reveal and unfold this report that you understand who conducted this autopsy. Dr. Roger Mitchell is a physician and board-certified forensic pathologist with 2 decades of experience. He currently serves as the president of the National Medical Association, which is the oldest and largest group of Black physicians in the U.S.
An 18-year-old boy gets on a boat with his friends. Hours later, he's in the water. And within an hour of finding his body, the sheriff already has an answer. No foul play. No autopsy yet. No toxicology. Just a verdict. This is Nolan Xavier Wales. On the 4th of July, he was out on Horn Island, Mississippi, with 300 to 400 people. By nightfall, he was gone. His family didn't accept the official story. Neither did the man who paid for a second autopsy, Colin Kaepernick. Here's what you need to know. Something was missing from Nolan's body when the second pathologist examined him, and something unexplained was found on the back of his skull. Subscribe now. I'll be breaking down every update as this case develops. Witnesses disagree on Nolan's final moments. Some say he chose to stay behind. Others describe a dispute. But here's what doesn't add up. He left without his phone, without his car keys. If you were staying behind on purpose, would you leave those? That detail alone is why this case refuses to close quietly. The second autopsy didn't confirm an accident. It opened questions the first one never asked. Dr. Roger A. Mitchell performed the second autopsy. He's board certified, and he spent 7 years as Washington, D.C.'s chief medical examiner. By the time Nolan's body reached him on July 10th, it had already decomposed significantly. That can hide bruising. It can mask injuries. So Mitchell went further than the first autopsy did. He dissected the face, neck, ribs, pelvis, and deep tissue. Almost everywhere he found nothing. Almost everywhere. During the neck dissection, he found a 12 by 8 inch area of red discoloration deep in the tissue at the back of Nolan's skull. The etiology of this finding is unclear, Mitchell wrote. No cut in the skin, no fracture in the bone, no explanation. Then the detail that made reporters gasp. Nolan's throat, his trachea, larynx, and hyoid bone never arrived with his body. This pathologist cannot rule out injury to the neck as a contributor or cause of death, Mitchell stated. Cause of death, undetermined. Manner of death, undetermined, pending investigation. Not an accident. Not confirmed as anything else. 2 unexplained findings, 0 conclusions, and 1 question the autopsy alone could never answer. Here's what Mitchell says matters most. How did Nolan actually end up in the water? He could swim. That single fact changes everything. Was he conscious? Unconscious? Did he enter on his own, or was he forced? Mitchell says he doesn't know, and that not knowing is exactly why this case can't close. Here's everything still unanswered. 1. What actually led Nolan into the water? 2. What position his body was found in? Witnesses say face down, fully clothed. 3. Was there water in his airway? 4. Is there evidence of neck injury, the one piece never examined? 5. Was there internal head trauma? 6. What was in his stomach? 7. What does toxicology actually say? 7 questions, all answerable in the first 24 hours. All gone now. Nolan's mother, Christine, reached out to the sheriff's department herself, days later. The answer she got back was thin, still interviewing, nothing more. What stuck with her wasn't the silence. It was how fast no foul play came, before that interviewing had even started. If this were a clear accident, why rush to rule anything out this fast? Tell me what you think happened. Nolan's case isn't the only one raising this exact question this year. 2 other 18-year-old black men died this year in circumstances the family says look disturbingly familiar. Daniel Irving died on a fishing trip. He was the only black person on board. His 2 friends took his phone, discarded his clothes, and deleted their messages with him. They now face charges, but only for tampering with evidence. Tyler Smith died from a gunshot at a house party. He was the only black person there. Friends said it was an accident, Russian roulette. Police never tested anyone's hands for gunshot residue. These are separate, unresolved cases. No one has been convicted of anything. But the family is asking one question. Would the response have looked the same if the roles were reversed? That question is why this case is now bigger than one boat, one island, one night. Would police have skipped that gunshot residue test if the shooter had been the only white kid in the room? 3 families, 3 deaths, and still one word attached to all of them: undetermined. Results still haven't been released. Dr. Mitchell says he reserves the right to update his findings once more evidence surfaces. The family isn't asking for a verdict. They're asking for a grand jury to hear everything Mitchell found and everything he couldn't access. Until that happens, this case sits exactly where it started. Open, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I'll bring you the toxicology results the moment they drop. Undetermined isn't the same as unsolved. What do you think really happened at Horn Island?